My big idea is that in order to lead big change well, you first have to work on what is inside yourself. What is the basis for this? Two things. One is my experience in the field. So when I was head of BBC Worldwide Human Resources, I discovered that under high pressure, the quality of my being, my mood, my inner state was as important as what I did as a leader. And that got me thinking, maybe the inner condition of a leader is vital in when you're leading big change. And what's more, my research led me last year to investigate the correlation between what is now being called mindfulness and the ability to lead big change well. And my research team and I found out in that study that it is absolutely vital that a leader gets into the right place personally before they can actually lead big change. And we discovered 4 inner capacities. So in brief, what are these 4 inner capacities that are vital for you if you are leading change? Number 1 is the capacity to simply be present with experience. Not to worry about what happened yesterday, not to be anxious about what is going to be happening tomorrow, but leaders who can notice current experience can spot the new things that need to happen. Number 1, staying present. Number 2, we call it curious and intentional responding. This is the ability to, in a way, in all of experience, be able to hit the pause button between what you experience and how you react. Sometimes our impulsive reaction is not necessarily the most creative and resourceful approach when you are leading big change. So to be able to hit the pause button, be curious, and to respond to experience rather than to impulsively react to experience. The third inner capacity, in a sense, takes us beyond pure mindfulness. We found the capacity to tune into the system was the number 1 inner skill of leaders who can lead big change well. Tuning into the system means the ability to really empathize with the emotional climate of your organization or of your church system or of your nation. You could argue that politicians' failure to tune into the system of the UK was one of the reasons why the disenfranchised voted to leave the European Union. Tuning into the system is essential, getting out of the ivory tower and finding out what is really happening, what is the mood of your organization or of your people. The final inner capacity is what I'm calling acknowledge the whole. What does that mean? This is the capacity to view all of experience, including disturbing features, as essential, to face difficulty, to go towards difficulty rather than avoid it. Any change by nature requires you to disturb patterns. That will require you to do difficult things. And if leaders can't acknowledge the whole, including people who might be resisting your change, you won't be able to lead big change well. In total, we found that these 4 inner capacities, combined then with your practices of leading change well, in total accounted for 52% of the reason as to why change either succeeds or fails. So ignore working on yourself at your peril if you are attempting to lead big change. Now, these inner capacities sound very straightforward and obvious, but I tell you, they are lifelong work to be able to put these 4 inner capacities into action. The reason why I say this is that they are all enemies of the ego. Unless you can actually be with what is, give up your desire for things to be different, to strive for elements that you think it should be like this, you will not be able to master these 4 inner capacities. Easy to say, hard to do. Pick up Still Moving and you might learn how to do it.